Has any player in NBA history ever finished top 3 in points, rebounds, assists, and steals, all in the same season? No. Not Jordan, not LeBron, not Wilt. Nobody. Until now. Nikola Jokic just did the impossible and somehow made it look effortless. 29.6 points, 12.7 rebounds, 10.2 assists, nearly 58% from the field.
It holds, it'll be his 30th triple-double of the season.
Oh, what a play. What a play.
Now 39 for Jokic. Rebound Jokic. Westbrook's got it.
It took a run.
Give it to Joker. And he scores!
And for the first time ever, he also added elite three-point shooting to his arsenal. This wasn't just a great season. This was an all-time season. And here's the wildest part. While the Nuggets were battling injuries, front office drama, and a locker room on the edge, Jokic didn't flinch. He just kept dominating like it was business as usual. In fact, he's leading the entire league in player efficiency rating at a ridiculous 32.1. Not just leading, but smoking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander by 1.5 points. And Shai's having an MVP season of his own. No excuses, no drop-off. Jokic just stayed in destroyer mode like only the greats can. Even with one of the highest usage rates of his career, Jokic is posting his lowest turnover rate ever. Think about that. 3 MVPs, soon to be 5 All-NBA first teams, a championship, and he's still getting better. PER isn't perfect, but when you're putting numbers up like this, it matters. How historic is 32.1? It's tied for the second best season ever, right alongside Wilt Chamberlain and Giannis. The only one higher? Jokic's own 2022 season. He's not just the best player today, he's building an all-time legacy. And after dragging Denver to a 16-4 playoff run in 2023, without another All-Star, putting up 30 points, 13.5 rebounds, and 9.5 assists per game, there's no more debate. Nikola Jokic is generational. Through roster losses, Jamal Murray struggles, and front office chaos, one thing never changed. Jokic showing up and taking over every single night. And honestly, you could see it from day one. Game 1 wasn't some flashy scoring clinic. It started with a simple block on Chet Holmgren, a small moment that set the tone for a season of unstoppable greatness. Then, just to make it official, he dropped his first triple-double of the year that same night. 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists against what would become the NBA's best team. For his second triple-double of the season, Nikola made some history to boot in an overtime win in Brooklyn. Jokic joined Oscar Robertson as the only player in NBA history to record 29-plus points, 18-plus rebounds, and 16-plus assists in a game. In early November, Jokic kicked off a series of 4 triple-doubles in a row, and what's more important, all 4 games were wins for Denver. In this short span, he went 28, 14, and 13 in a 2-point win against the Toronto Raptors, 23 points, a monster 20 rebounds, and 16 assists in a 2-point revenge win against the Thunder. With a bit of a history twist, Nikola Jokic became the first player in league history to record a game with 20-plus points, 15-plus rebounds, 15-plus assists, 2-plus steals, and 2-plus blocks since steals and blocks were first recorded in 1973-74. Then, with an increase in the scoring department, Nikola cooked up a 30-burger with 11 boards and 14 assists in an easy-ish 13-point win against the Miami Heat. And then, going back to 2-point wins and one-of-a-kind stat lines, a whopping 37, 18, and 15 against the Dallas Mavericks. Then Nikola had to miss 3 games because of the birth of his second child. But when he came back on November 22, he immediately unloaded another one on the Mavs with 33 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists. On December 5 against Cleveland, Nikola Jokic passed Magic Johnson on the all-time triple-double list and became the player with the 3rd most triple-doubles in NBA history. He ended the night with 27 points, 20 rebounds, and 11 assists. December became one of the most productive months of the season for Jokic. After passing Magic on the all-time list, Nikola dropped a ho-hum 20, 14, and 13 on the Sacramento Kings on December 16. Then came a couple of 27-point triple-doubles in the span of 5 days on the New Orleans Pelicans and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Man, the Cavaliers must have been happy to be done with this guy, at least for the regular season. Then Jokic started off his own New Year's celebration, first by helping the year 2024 out the door with a drubbing of the Utah Jazz to the tune of 36 points, 22 rebounds, and 11 assists, and then welcoming 2025 with a 23, 17, and 15 against the Atlanta Hawks. Talk about celebrating in style. On January 14 in Dallas, Jokic kicked off another series of consecutive triple-doubles, this time 5 times in 5 games. First, 10 points, 14 rebound, 10 assist win against the Mavs, then a 24, 12, and 10 effort in a 20-point win in Miami, and then 20, 14, and 10 in Orlando to round out a road trip to Florida. Next came a 35-point win over the reeling Sixers, where Jokic contributed 27 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 assists. And to close out this mini-series on January 23 against Sacramento, a 35, 22, 17 assist masterpiece. And a chef's kiss with this amazing 3/4 court shot to end the third quarter. February 2025 worked out well for Jokic, production-wise. In the shortest month of the year, and with the NBA All-Star break in the middle of it, Nikola still somehow managed to record 7 triple-doubles. To start off, Jokic helped Denver get a 3-point win in Charlotte with a 28-point, 13 rebound, and 17 assist outburst, with the last rebound and assist to a streaking Murray to help put the game away for good. His triple-doubles against the Pelicans and the Magic got the Nuggets win streak going. On February 12 against Portland, Jamal Murray stole the show with his career-high 55 points, with Jokic in a support role and a stellar 26, 15, and 10 game. On February 22 against the Lakers, JJ Redick, LeBron James, and Luka Doncic threw a playoff-style kitchen sink at Jokic defensively, but he still managed to get a 12, 13, and 10. Then Nikola got back on track with more of what we've seen from him throughout the season, with triple-doubles in back-to-back road games in Milwaukee, 32, 14, and 10, and Detroit, 23, 17, and 15 to close out the month. Then, on March 7, Jokic delivered one of his best games in a historic season. In an overtime win against Phoenix, the Nuggets superstar became the first player in NBA history to amass at least 30 points, 20 rebounds, and 20 assists in a single game, finishing with 31, 21, and 22 respectively. One triple-double wasn't enough that day. Not to worry, Jokic can give you 2 in one game. Unbelievable. One of the most underrated things about Jokic is his durability, and that, along with him being the king of on-court, off-court impact metrics, makes every stretch he misses an unpleasant surprise for Denver. In mid-March, he had to miss 5 games with what he called a really painful leg injury. No one would blame him for ramping back up with a bit of caution, but Jokic had other plans. He came back with 39 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists in a 10-point win against the Bucks. Triple-double number 30 of the year wasn't as legendary as 29, but still pretty spectacular, I'd say. As it turned out, Nikola wasn't done making history. Fast forward to April 1 and an instant NBA classic, a double overtime heartbreaker versus the Wolves that we previously covered on the channel. In a tough 53 minutes of action, Jokic had 10 rebounds and 10 assists to go with a career-high 61 points, notching the highest scoring triple-double ever recorded, and the most points scored by one player in a game this season. But here's the twist. Even that wasn't enough to save the Nuggets that night, because sometimes, even when you're legendary, basketball is a heartbreak. At this point, what words do we have left to describe Jokic? 30 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists, 61-point triple-double. The first player in NBA history to ever pull it off. You think it'll be smooth sailing from here, right? Wrong. Because just as Jokic was putting together the most absurd season we've ever seen, the Denver Nuggets were falling apart behind the scenes. Locker room drama, a front office civil war, and moves that would change the entire course of the Nuggets season. Buckle up, it's about to get even crazier. A streak of 4 losses started with that game against the Wolves, and not even Jokic's brilliance could turn course for the franchise torn apart behind the scenes. Jokic then delivered another massive 41-point, 15 rebound, 13 assist game in a losing effort against the Pacers, and that defeat became the last straw for the Nuggets ownership. Out, head coach Michael Malone and general manager Calvin Booth. In, David Adelman as the interim head coach. You'd think firing your head coach and GM in the middle of a playoff race would tank a team completely, but Jokic, he turned the chaos into a showcase. Nuggets players gave Adelman a huge vote of confidence, rattling off 3 straight wins against quality opposition, something they struggled to do all season long. Nikola's triple-doubles number 33 against the Sacramento Kings and number 34 against the Memphis Grizzlies to secure another historic feat in a one-of-a-kind season. Now the real test begins. No more stat padding, no more MVP debates, just Jokic against Kawhi, Harden, and one of the deepest rosters in the league. Nikola was just 1 rebound and 2 assists away from notching 4 straight triple-doubles against the Clippers in their first-round playoff series, which is currently tied at 2 wins apiece. The Nuggets need Jokic to be at his most dominant if they are to have any shot at taking down LA. As NBA fans, we keep placing enormous pressure and expectations on Nikola, and at times, it may not seem fair. But, as Uncle Ben said in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And Jokic has that power, even if he doesn't look anything like a superhero. Despite his unassuming, unathletic, YMCA white dude look, Jokic has been an on-off impact monster for several seasons now. With him on the floor, the Nuggets run one of the best offenses in the league. Without him, they look like a lottery team. That's the burden of greatness. Jokic is the backbone of a billion-dollar NBA organization. And for the past few years, he's arguably been the only thing holding it all together. And right now, he's not just holding on, he's thriving. We're not just watching another MVP season, we're watching history, and we might never see anything like this again. With every triple-double, Nikola Jokic is redefining what's possible, and he's doing it with a smile, a smirk, and a sidearm bounce pass. But what do you think? Did Nikola Jokic have the greatest regular season a big man has ever had? Or is there still someone else who holds that crown? Let me know in the comments. I'm reading every single one. And if you're all about deep dives, breakdowns, and real basketball conversations, you're in the right place. Hit that like button, subscribe, and welcome to the team.